Exciting times around this Florida State football program as Mike Norvell squad, one of the most talked about right now in the entire country. I wanted to catch up with the head man and talk about all things Florida State football as his group prepares physically and mentally coming up with summer workouts for the grind of the 2023 campaign. Coach, always a pleasure, always great to see you. I know it's been a period here where your guys get a little bit of a breath, but they're still working. And obviously you and your staff, your entire crew, still working and recruiting as well this time of year.
No, absolutely. And, as you finish up finals, all of our exit meetings, the players do get a little bit of time before they start up with the summer program, but we're able to send them off as they get to go back home for a little bit. And, they have their own individual plans of what they can do and just everything to ramp them back up for whenever we get started here this next week with our first week of our summer program. That will jumpstart into getting back into the meeting room, making sure that we're taking the things that we learned in the spring and being able to continue to advance from there, getting ready for fall camp, and then also bringing in another group of newcomers. Some of the signees from the high school signees that'll be coming in, getting started in the program, and then obviously a few transfers that are also going to be coming in. Just excited about having our team here together, and as we progress to what's ahead for the season.
Yep. What's this summer workout period like from a standpoint of the building, the camaraderie? Obviously, speak to Coach Storms and his strength staff. This is kind of their time, right now, to really dig in and build this crew up for a big run.
Well, absolutely, and you saw the progression as we went through spring and just the physical development. Now, as you go into that next phase, it's to continue to build on all things now are the biggest, strongest, fastest that we can be, but also being in the best shape. And that you talk about the mental toughness. That is a big component as we go through our summer training and still being able to provide opportunities for our players to lead and to they'll have some player-led workouts that that they will have the opportunity to initiate and to take control of what we're doing and where we're going. And so I'm excited for them as we get to go into that phase, and then just for the coaches, they've been on the road recruiting here about the last month, and that's going really well. Had a lot of wonderful young men that have been on campus, whether it was through the spring or even here in these last few weeks. Now we transition into kind of our camp season, and so once you hit June, we'll have official visits, we'll have summer camps, our youth camp, and then still making sure we're spending that quality time with our players in the meeting room.
Yep. Coach and his staff have done a fantastic job in the world of recruiting, not only the high school ranks, but certainly the transfer portal as well. And Coach, your offense already very, very exciting with the returning players you had coming back in 2023. You got some great news last week and being made official here very, very soon on another exciting piece to the puzzle, a wide receiver in Keon Coleman.
No, Keon is a great addition to the program. You're somebody that has already showed great success at the college level. He's I think over 55 catches last year, close to 800 yards. I mean, he's a dynamic player, great ball skills. Can stretch the field vertically, but also brings a physical presence at 6'4", 215 pounds. It's going to be a wonderful complement to the playmakers that we already have here within this offense. And I think he's going to make a dynamic impact to what we're trying to do and where we're going here moving forward.
You and I were on the booster tour with the great folks at Seminole Boosters and our great fans and supporters over the last couple of weeks. One of the questions we got at our last stop was so many exciting pieces. What's that like as a play caller, as an offensive coaching staff, to get the ball where it needs to go? Like you said, it's a pretty great problem to have here coming into this season.
No, absolutely. And when you have dynamic guys at each position, it forces the defense to have to make a decision. It really provides more one-on-one opportunities, which every playmaker wants, and then with us continuing to have an emphasis on running the football and the growth that we've seen within the offensive line, the tight end room, our wonderful running backs, being able to have that balance, and that's something that's going to be critical for us to grow and develop throughout the summer and fall camp, and really forging that identity, and then being able to execute that throughout the fall season is something that I'm looking forward to that problem of getting the ball to a variety of different people.
Yep.
But we got some great young men a part of this offense.
Yep. Complementary football, all three phases. Florida State returns all the pieces in their series with place kicking and the entire process there, working in some return guys obviously as well. And Coach, defense, how do you feel about your defensive group coming out of spring, front to back? Is it connected the way you want it to be with everything that you saw during the spring football period?
No, it is, and everything starts in the forcing unit. And so when you see the size, the strength, the mentality of that defensive front, some of the guys that we had returning, some of the guys that have been here that have continued to grow and develop, and then some of the newcomers that have joined the program. I really think that has a chance to be a special group within our defensive front. The returners at linebacker, and then going into the back end, just some really dynamic playmakers. And that was one of the things I was most pleased with, is you saw guys in our secondary doing a better job of playing the ball, creating some explosive plays in spring practice. You see the confidence that's growing, and guys that have played, whether it's a guy like Azaria Thomas that played as a true freshman, or guys like Renardo Green, Jerry Jones, Shaheem Brown that's continuing to grow and develop, like Akeem Dent. Those guys that have been out there and played but are now taking their game to another level. That's exciting for us. And then on top of that, with newcomers like Fentrell Cypress, that really excited. A couple of the freshmen, KJ Kirkland and Quindarius Jones, showed up well. And some of these newcomers we talked about earlier, they're going to be joining the program here this next week. Just so excited about what that's going to bring to the defensive side of the ball, and really looking forward to how it all comes together, because I do think this can be a dominant group.
Yep. Well, as we mentioned at the start, exciting times and expectations as high as you've seen around this Florida State football program. If I made a decade, 2014, as we're talking about what the opportunity lies ahead in store for your squad. And I know you're meeting all this stuff head on. You're not going to put any cap on what this group can accomplish here this upcoming season.
For us, it's to continue to go get better. And, you're coming off a 10-win season, a lot of excitement, winning the last 6 games of the year. We've got a really good group coming back. And, for them, we've always had high expectations within this program. And the expectation is going to be our best. Mm-hmm. And, I believe if we'll do that, if we'll continue to get better, the sky's the limit to what we can accomplish. And, our players, it's a daily choice. It's a choice we have to make, and what we're willing to go do, and what we're willing to pour into what we're capable of. But I'm excited about this team, and really looking forward to seeing it play out as we get on the field and get back to work.
Yep. Well, one thing you hear from so many out there with everything going on around Florida State is the connectivity amongst the leadership, amongst the coaches, programs supporting one another. Coach, you're as big of a Florida State softball fan. You and your family are out trying to catch as many games as you can, supporting that group. Christina Gold and her cheerleading squad met you in the offices just the other day, presented you with a national championship ring. When you see that stuff, what does that mean to you as someone that's a big-time leader around here at Florida State?
Well, you talk about the Florida State family, and we get to live it out. And it's, yes, there's so much focus, within our staff and the players on our football program. But, being able to be a part of the other programs, being able to be a supporter, and to be able to see them and the wonderful cultures that have been established, and to celebrate all their successes. It's a fun group to be around. And even this past weekend, celebrating how baseball finished. Obviously there was a first year for Link and his crew, but seeing the belief and just that momentum to end the season is we're excited about all the programs here, and to be a part of it and to celebrate it. We've got wonderful student athletes, and we want to celebrate them together. Yep.
Coach, always a pleasure. Thanks so much for your time as always, and we're looking forward to a fun summer and senior group and fall camp coming up down the road.
I'm definitely excited about it, and go Noles.
There we go. He's the head coach, Mike Norvell. My name is Jeff Culhane. For all your Florida State football info and coverage, keep it locked in to Seminoles.com.